Russia's economic crisis is no longer a secret. Three major problems, a growing budget deficit, falling revenues, and the depletion of reserves have merged into a perfect financial storm. Together, these have turned into a nightmare for Vladimir Putin. The biggest problem is that official statistics no longer match reality. No matter how much the state manipulates the numbers, the internal balance of the economy has collapsed. Economist Oleksandr Vlasiak explains, the key to any economy stability is the balance between spending and income. When that balance is lost, collapse is only a matter of time. Since the invasion of Ukraine, Russia's military spending has increased nearly sixfold. By 2026, the country will spend around $183 billion on the war alone, nearly 38% of its entire budget. In reality, Vlasiak estimates the true figure could reach $229 billion. The combination of war expenses, sanctions, and the decline of production has sent inflation soaring. Putin initially believed the war would not significantly affect ordinary citizens, but that illusion has completely shattered. According to Trading Economics, from September 2024 to September 2025, Russia's monthly inflation rate never dropped below 8%. It peaked at 10.3% in March 2025 and remained around 8% in September, almost double the central bank's target. Yet many economists argue even these figures are falsified. Vlasiak and Euromaidan Press suggest the real inflation rate could be 25 to 26%, as the government is hiding and distorting data. Despite this, Russia's central bank has lowered interest rates to 17%, a move economists call completely irrational. Vlasiak notes, when real inflation is near 25%, cutting interest rates only drives the economy deeper into danger. Because of this inflation and misguided policy, ordinary Russians are suffering a severe decline in living standards. In 2021, the average Russian's monthly income, adjusted for 2021 prices, was $491. By 2024, it had dropped to $383. That means real purchasing power has fallen by about a quarter. Previously, an average Russian could spend 31% of their income on non-essential goods. Now, that figure has fallen to just 14%. In other words, most families have no money left for anything beyond basic survival. The pressure inside Russian society is mounting. The rich are growing richer, especially those tied to war-related industries, while workers, teachers, and small traders are sliding deeper into poverty. Vlasiak explains, Russia's economy is now divided in two. Around 20% of the population works in sectors directly linked to the war, where wages and opportunities are rising. But the remaining 80%, the general public, are sinking into poverty. Prices for food and essentials are rising so fast that the average family now spends most of its income just to eat. A Moscow-based economist observes, unlike in Stalin's time, people today won't silently accept hardship. They have cars, apartments, and a certain standard of living. Once that standard disappears, the spark of protest won't take long to ignite. At the same time, the private sector is collapsing. By early 2025, 1.5 times more businesses were closing than opening, for the first time since post-sanctions recovery began. By September 2025, the total number of registered companies fell to 3.17 million, the lowest since 2010. According to the Moscow Times, the Kremlin-linked Center for Macroeconomic Analysis and Short-Term Forecasting found that 23.7% of Russian companies are currently in extremely risky condition, a number projected to reach 23.6% by 2026. On average, Russian companies now spend 36% of their revenue just to service debt interest rate, compared to only 15% at the end of 2023. This has rendered much of the corporate sector nearly paralyzed. Meanwhile, The Insider reports that many companies, in an effort to cut costs, have switched employees to 4-day work weeks, a form of hidden unemployment, where workers are not fired, but their pay is quietly reduced.